Are you sure we need to do this today? I mean, there isn't that much of a rush, is there?
Yes, today. Now. If it wasn't urgent, I wouldn't even be speaking to you.
Oh, I thought we'd sorted that out. I have apologised repeatedly.
Believe me, you haven't even begun. Because of you and your stupid investment opportunity, we no longer have the money to pay for our daughter's wedding. If it's not bad enough that our future son-in-law, who we've met once, seems to make up for a lack of personality with body piercings, we have to throw ourselves at a charity of people we've never met and hope that they'll split the bill. God, I hope they're decent people. You said his dad's a businessman?
Yeah, I think so.
Not scrap metal, I hope. Anyway, John, the reason there's that much rush is that Safi is 3 months pregnant and we have to get the wedding organised before it really starts to show.
Yeah, but another few days wouldn't matter.
Not if we were organising and paying for everything ourselves, instead of hoping that Zach's family will offer to share costs.
About that.
Yes?
Well, you know I said I'd lost a lot of money on those shares.
Yes, which is why I won't be speaking to you once we've got this Skype call out of the way.
Well, actually, it's a lot worse than that.
Worse? How can it be worse?
Well, because I thought it was such a surefire thing, I borrowed money from the client's account so I could buy more shares. Only so I could replace them with the profits.
But there haven't been any profits.
Yeah, I know.
I see. So, how will you replace the money? Or were you planning on giving your daughter's wedding speech from a prison cell?
Oh, of course not. I've already replaced the money.
How?
Well, dipping into our savings.
Which of our savings?
Well, actually, all of them. Credit accounts. We still got a bit of credit left. A few pounds.
Oh, wonderful. Just marvellous. So for her wedding, I can buy our daughter a card and a small cake from Waitrose.
Greg's might be more appropriate. Look, I'm sorry, Elizabeth. But I've been thinking. Many couples have children before they get married these days. In a couple of months, we'll be solvent again.
That might be acceptable to you and your side of the family, but it's certainly not acceptable to me and mine. I'm not having my daughter's wedding look like an episode of Call the Midwife. No, this wedding is going ahead somehow, even if I have to sell your body for vivisection.
Don't you mean dissection?
I know what I mean. Besides, Safi wants a white wedding dress and she'll have one if I have to make it myself. We've got to meet his parents at some point, and now because of you, it's even more urgent than ever. So let's get it over with. We arranged this Zoom call last week, so just do it.
I can't see why you can't just organise things with his mother. Isn't that what normally happens?
John, I swear I'm going to kill you in a minute. This is his stepmother. In fact, I think it's his second one, not his mother. Etiquette and good manners demand that you should speak to his father first, especially when we need their money. Perhaps they might be prepared to stump up the whole amount and we could pay them back. You and his father can at least grunt at each other before you leave the financial negotiations to me. Now, get your tile and let's get on with this meeting. John, they're waiting. You've kept them waiting. Come on, we're late already. Now, if you value your life, you leave the talking and thinking to me. Do it now.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello. Oh.
It's Mr. and Mrs. Morton, is it, I think? Oh, I wasn't sure if you had a problem at your end, you see. I've been trying to ring you. It's Win and Rose, short for Roseanne, the current Mrs. Rampage. She's ringing from the office.
Hello, that's right, it's John and Elizabeth. Pleased to meet you. Sorry we can't be there in person, and sorry we're a bit late. Bit of a technical issue.
No problem, yeah. It's a shame we haven't been able to get together, you know, but, well, hopefully this lockdown will end soon, I suppose. Anyway, we've heard a lot about you from Zach. Oh, he says hi, by the way.
Oh, good. Hi to Zach from us. Actually, we only met him once with all this virus business. Seems like a nice young man. Interesting piercings.
Oh, he's all right.
Oh, he's lovely.
All right, Rose, that'll do. Look, he's all right. He takes after his mother. Bit on the wild side, you know.
Parties, different girl every night. Sex, drugs and rock and roll.
Look, that'll do, Rose, all right? Of course, that was when he was in a band, but he's settled down a lot now since he started working for me.
Hello again, it's Elizabeth here. Lovely to meet you, Win and Rose. What business did you say you're in again, Win?
I don't think I did, actually. But I've had my own business now for well over 20 years. You're Sophie, though. What a lovely young woman she is.
Thank you, and it's Safi.
Safi.
Oh, and you know what? I can see where she gets it from.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Win.
Beautiful. She's been with Zach for what is it, like over 2 months now?
A bit longer than that, I think.
That's as long as he's ever been out with the same girl.
All right, Rose.
Shows she's special.
That'll do, Rose.
I imagine it was a bit of a shock for you both last week when Zach told you about Safi's pregnancy. I know it was for us.
Yeah, Zach said she was in the family way when he told me that he wanted to get married. Came like a bolt out of the blue. I said to him, you do appreciate it's a serious commitment having a wife and a child. He said, yeah, I know, Dad. It'll be wicked.
Wicked?
Good. It means really good. Although he's always been a bit like that. A new hobby and he's all over it. And it's something else the next day. But I'm sure having the responsibility of a wife and child will help him grow up. Now, how about your daughter? Sophie, isn't it?
No, it's Saffron, or Safi. And yes, we've discussed everything at length, great length, all the options, and the challenges of becoming a mum at 21. Zach's 23, I think.
Yeah, but you'd never think it sometimes, but yes.
Well, certainly Safi seems very keen on him, and she's set her heart on a white wedding. Perhaps you could get your thoughts on the wedding venue and reception. Did you get the email and pictures? It's the Lanbury Hall Hotel, a part of the Lanbury estate. Safi loves it. They have a lovely private chapel and can work within the social distancing guidelines, both there and at the wedding reception, where they can cater for however many people are allowed to attend. I know John wanted to start finalising things and work out the finances.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I did get the pictures, thanks. I thought it was a bit sombre looking now, but if that's what the lady wants, well...
Yes, well, it is 17th century, so it does have a certain presence.
Not gloomy, is it?
Gloomy? Well, it's of the period, so it doesn't have really bright lighting. But I wouldn't describe it as gloomy, more tasteful, isn't it, John?
oh yes, it's very tasteful.
So, what do you have in mind, like? I mean, especially with all this social distancing. I mean, I must tell you, I don't really go in for all that traditional stuff, you know.
Oh, well, anything in particular?
Well, I'm not really into all this religious rigmarole, you know. Don't know what your thoughts are on that, but it seems to me it's more about a contract between two people. It should be more of a personal commitment which is witnessed by family and friends who celebrate with a good party afterwards. Speaking of which, maybe we should toast the happy couple and their future wedding.
Red wine fan, I say. It's the same as me. We enjoy a glass with a meal, don't we, Elizabeth? Have to admit, with all this working from home, our drinking has increased somewhat. Nearly every night now we have a glass.
Oh, it doesn't make any difference to us. We always have a drink about now. Vodka and cranberry juice. Cheers.
Full of vitamin C it is. Always been my drink. Never had a cold.
Huh. You did get pneumonia after our wedding.
All right, Rose. Look, now, what about this toast?
It's a little early for us. We're waiting for breakfast to settle. We'll raise our coffee cups. To Safi and Zach.
Safi and Zach.
I'm afraid we don't have very long to meet today. John has a work conference in 20 minutes.
So, what is it you do then, John? Zach said you're a lawyer.
No, that's Elizabeth. She's a solicitor, deals with conveyancing and planning application, you know, that sort of thing. No, I'm a financial advisor.
You're all right there, Elizabeth. You ain't coming down with this virus, are you?
No, I'm fine. John told me this funny story about an incompetent financial advisor just before you rang, and I just remembered it. Sorry. I was just going to ask you again, Wyn, what is it that you do?
Well, like I said, I've had my own business now for just under 20 years. Started with a small one shop, then had two, and now I've got a wholesale food warehouse.
My.
We also have a nightclub with Rose here. It's nothing sordid, very upmarket. In fact, I thought we could have the wedding and the reception there. I could do you a really good deal on the, the hiring of the club and the catering. I thought they might want to use it because that's, of course, where they met. And it's close to the university. I think it was at a Mardi Gras, wasn't it? And it was love at first sight.
It's really tasteful. It's where we got married and had our reception. Lots of flowers and a champagne fountain. Really lovely. Couldn't get people off the pole.
The pole?
Pole dancing. It's ever so popular.
All right, Rose. Now, that'll do.
Sounds delightful, Rose. I remember Zach saying he was doing a course at the university. Remind me, what is it he's studying?
He's doing an health and hygiene course so he can work in the business.
No. How's he getting on?
Oh, he failed his hygiene, but he can take it again.
Oh, a shame. But I'm sure all this current hand washing will stand him in good stead.
Food hygiene is much more complicated than that. It's part of his food science degree.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sure it's very involved. Now, Wyn, you said you could do us a good deal?
Well, it's a top-notch place. Normally 15k to hire out, but I could do it for you for much less. And the catering too. Obviously, depending upon how many people, are going to be here with all this social distance thing. 6k for 50 people, including a 20% discount.
That's very generous of you. You don't want to share the cost of the wedding?
Well, I want to contribute, that's why I'm offering you a discount. If you want to have it there. If you want it somewhere else, being the bride's family, well, I assume that you would cover the cost out yourselves. It's traditional, I believe.
I thought you said you didn't hold with tradition.
Well, no, well, not all of it.
Well, of course, we do understand that people's financial circumstances are different. And if you're not in a position to contribute...
I don't know what made you think that. As a rule, I could contribute very easily and would have offered to split the costs or even pay for the whole thing if the circumstances mean you're a bit strapped. However, at the moment, well, I've got a bit of a cash flow problem. An issue with some stock sales. And I don't want to spoil the pleasure of your daughter's wedding day.
When you say a stock sales, do you mean from your shop?
People have been buying baked beans and toilet rolls like there's no tomorrow.
All right, Rose.
And booze.
All right, that'll do, Rose. Now, I meant on the stock market, you see. I bought some shares at rock bottom prices and they sold at 30 times their value. But just before they crashed, oh, God, unfortunately, I was left holding them. Having said that, the grocery business has also been doing well. Although, I prefer not to think about what people are doing with all those beans and paper.
It makes you wonder. Just to ask you, which shares you had? I dabble a little myself.
Well, I don't know if you saw them. Chlorovix or something they were called, an American bleach company with a supposed cure for this virus. They went up literally like a skyrocket and then fell to earth just as quick.
Yes, they were the one President Trump recommended.
Yeah, they'd probably still be rising if he hadn't said he was taking them. You have seen him and heard him. Kiss of death, that was.
Yes, I left a lot of shares in that as well. In fact, I went rather out on a limb to buy them. Looks like I've been holding the baby.
Speaking of which, that's rather the position that Safi and Zach will be in soon. I don't know what your thoughts are, but Safi would like to be married beforehand, and I want that too.
Well, lots of people have kids before they get married.
That's just what I said.
Oh, shut up, John. Wyn, I was just going to say it's Zach's day as well.
Pardon?
Well, it's Zach's wedding as well, not just Safi.
Yeah, but it's Sophie that's pregnant, isn't it?
It's Safi. And just what do you mean by that?
I'm just saying, you know, some things are more important to Safi, than to Zach. And to you as father and mother of the bride, I mean, no offence, like, but she is the one who allowed herself to get pregnant. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation, would we? I mean,
You male chauvinist pig, apologise.
It's all right, Elizabeth. I'll handle it. You get a drink, will you?
You get a bloody drink. Now let me explain something, Win. Both Zach and Safi are responsible for this pregnancy. I think that's how it usually works. And we were hoping that as their respective families, we'd both want to show our love and support for them as they start their own family.
I was just trying to say.
And by coming together to plan and finance their wedding, it would be a demonstration of family and commitment.
Yes, well, I know.
However, if you feel that you would prefer to sit on the sidelines and not play any part in the proceedings, then by all means do so. What meaning Safi and Zach will attach to that, I don't know. But I'm sure you'll be able to explain it to them.
Can I just...
The wedding has to be up here, as this is where Safi lives and where she wants to be married. I take it you would want yourself and other members of your family to attend.
Well, yeah, of course we would. I mean, what I've been trying to say, and I'm sorry if it's not come across properly, is that at the moment, well, I've hardly cash available to me because of my losses with these shares. And we've been doing the nightclub, you see. In a couple of months, it wouldn't have been a problem. But from what I'm picking up, it sounds like you might be in the same boat as me.
Yes, it would seem to sum it up. Limited, well, actually, no funds at all for a couple of months. And to be brutally honest, I was hoping you'd cover the cost of the wedding and pay you back later.
I had the same thought about you. I can't borrow anymore unless you can. I don't know what we can do.
Well, I think we're in the same position, I'm afraid.
Yeah, looks like we are. I suppose we'll just have to settle for Safi going up there like a whale beaching. Oh, it's not what we wanted at all.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I'll make it up to you and Safi somehow.
I've got an idea.
Oh, not now, Ro.
Yes, now. I think we can have the wedding at Lambury Hall. I'm sure they'll wait for the money.
Oh, I'm sorry to spoil your thinking, Rose, but they were very clear about payment up front.
Yeah, but if I have a word with Bob, I'm sure he'll be happy to wait.
Bob?
Yeah, Robert Lambury, the Duke of Lambury. We go back a long way and he owes me a favour or two, you know, from the times when he wanted to leave the club without being seen. He's been a regular for years.
The Duke of Lambury goes to your nightclub?
I told you it was upmarket, didn't I?
Not now, Win. But you're right, it is upmarket. We get loads of celebs and footballers, TV people.
But I thought you said you had pole dancing.
No, there is a pole and people like to use it. You'd be surprised who I've seen on it. But it's like purely for fun. We got a large disco area and lots of dining booths, you know, like for tables in booths. And the dining is Michelin recommended. But our prices reflect our clientele.
£60 for a bottle of house wine and a hefty annual subscription with a waiting list, I might add.
All right, Win, that'll do. We don't want to bore Elizabeth and John.
I'm not bored.
Well, anyway, during this lockdown, we've had a lot of work carried out on refurbishments and to meet with any sort of social distancing requirements. We've been given to understand by one of our members who happens to be in government that we'd be able to open in 2 weeks and we're planning a gala opening. So what I was going to suggest is that we use some of the money from the opening to pay for the wedding at Lambury Hall. You know, and Safi's dress, the car and what have you. And it's not far from the club there and we could provide the reception and meal as our wedding gift to Safi and Zach. So you can pay for the ceremony and at the hall and the bridal things when you can. So how does that sound?
I don't know what to say. Just thank you.
Yes, thanks from me too for saving the day. Is that all right with you, Win? I mean, after all, it is your club.
No, actually, it is Rose who has a controlling interest, but I'm very happy with that. And look, I'm sorry if I caused offence earlier. I think it was all the stress about the finances, really.
Oh, I do understand. I felt just the same, and I'm sorry I sounded really snobbish about the venue and everything.
Did I mention that the club is in its own grounds? There used to be a Georgian mansion there. I'll send you some photographs. How about another toast?
Oh, good idea. Coffee?
Oh, to hell with that. I'll have a scotch.
To our coming together and our investment in Safi and Zach.
Yes, believe me, that's the only investment we are going to be making for quite some time. To Safi and Zach.
I mean, Safi and Zach.
And Zach.
Yeah. Cheers.
Safi and Zach. Cheers.